Hello and welcome to The Complete Guide to Everything, a podcast about everything. I'm one of your hosts, Tom.
I'm Tim.
How are you this week, Tim?
Tom, I'm smiley and I'm happy. What?
I'm smiley and I'm happy.
Yeah.
I don't want to hear that.
What? You don't want to hear that your friend's in a good mood?
I want to hear that you're smiley.
I'm smiling.
Smiling?
Yeah,
okay.
but smile. What do you think? What is
smiley? I don't want to deal with somebody who smile. Oh, me, I'm smiley.
Prone to smiling.
Yeah, I don't want that. That's creepy.
It's okay if I'm smiling, but it's not okay if I'm smiling, like, often?
Yeah.
That's BS, man.
It's not BS.
You just don't like people that are happy.
No, because sooner or later you're gonna smile in a way that's gonna be creepy. It's gonna creep somebody out, probably me. And also, that's not the second time this week you've accused me of being joyless or not liking joy.
When was the other?
When I told you that I liked a movie.
What movie?
That movie, Swiss Army Man.
Oh, okay.
And I was like, I liked it a lot more than I thought I would because like a lot of it's like kind of twee and like, and you're like, you just don't like joy.
No. Here, okay. Let's start from the beginning here, Tom.
Mm-hmm.
You tweeted a tweet
Mm-hmm.
as if do you know anybody involved in the making of Swiss
I do
Army
not
Man?
know. Well, I know Harry Potter from Harry Potter.
You know the character, but you don't know the actor who plays him.
Daniel Radcliffe.
But you don't know him. You're friends with the actual
with
man
the fictional
plays.
character,
yeah, right?
in my dreams.
The boy he plays, yes.
Mm-hmm.
The boy who lived.
The boy who lived.
You tweeted a tweet
Yeah.
that seemed like a tweet that like a celebrity would tweet about his friend's movie.
No, I didn't.
Or like it was very diplomatic. It was like it was couched in like critic speak.
Yeah.
What was it? It was Swiss Army Man was a lot more fun than it had any right to be.
Yeah.
Which what does that mean?
Because I told you I went into it kind of thinking, and not even went into it, like I watched it thinking like, oh, a lot of the stuff is like the individual components in a movie, I'd be like, oh, this is like trying too hard to be like cutesy.
You
and
said
adorable.
It was kind of a lot of faux Michel Gondry.
Yeah, like things
stuff.
made out of yarn type thing.
Right. And you don't like that kind of stuff? You like CG, you like explosions.
Yeah, man.
You like
some suits. Get some suits on them.
Yeah, get some
No. I just think no, because I really like Michel Gondry, but I think a lot of there are people who do that kind of stuff nowadays where I feel like, they're like ripping off that aesthetic. It's like a shortcut to be like, oh, look how creative we are. We made things out of yarn.
Tom, they're sweeting it. They're sweeting the process.
Yeah. And that's,
You don't like that?
No, and I'm also tired of, I'm tired of all these, anytime like a movie trailer comes out, it's like, I guess they still do like, oh, these people sweeted it, or like, they remade it out of Legos, and it's like, I don't care.
Wait, what movies did they do?
I mean, not like dramas and stuff, like the big action movie, the big blockbusters.
What are you talking about? Name one. Because I legitimately don't know what you're talking about.
Like Star Wars or Star Trek.
Wait, Star Wars they made with Legos?
Like people will go and remake the trailer with Legos.
Oh, who cares? You know what you do? Don't watch it.
I don't watch it, but I'm still like, oh, come on.
You're aware of it, so it bothers you?
Well, I just kind of think like that's unnecessary.
Why? People like to play with Legos, Tom?
Then play with them. Don't make something. Hey, make a new Lego movie.
Well, they probably can't get the rights.
Oh, but they can get the rights to Star Wars.
I guess. I don't know. Maybe their uncle is George Lucas.
Yeah, we got this Star Wars Mega Bloks movie coming out. It's gonna be great.
I don't know what I can't follow your jokes anymore.
Anyway,
you are joyless.
I'm not joyless. I like this movie a lot.
What movie?
Swiss Army Man.
Yeah,
with my good friends Harry Potter and Paul Dano.
Oh, you mean There Will Be Blood?
There Will Be Blood.
Wilbur Blood.
Wilbur Blood from their Wilbur Blood. Yeah, and Mary Elizabeth Winstead, who's somebody you always say you can't remember.
Yeah.
Whenever we're at parties together. Tim's like, oh, who's that again? Like, Tim, it's Mary Elizabeth Winstead. I'm going to see her movie tomorrow, and I've got to tweet something nice about it.
Yeah, I'll say it's more
I have
fun
to be
than
diplomatic.
it has any right to be.
That
doesn't mean who gives it the right to be fun? Like, was there somebody that was like, all right, you can be a 6 on the fun scale, and this is a judgment from me, the movie fun
please
judge.
It was better than
you thought it would be?
No. It's just like it pulled a lot of stuff off that you would think wouldn't work, but it worked.
That doesn't
like a
mean
lot
they
of stuff
don't have the right. And it's America, Tom. They have the right to do whatever they want, as long as it's not a snuff film. Tom and I've gone on record.
One of the characters
I don't want
is
you seeing
dead.
Yeah, but they bring him back to life, right?
Not really. He's still dead the whole time. He just,
stop spoiling this movie for me. From what I hear, it's more fun than it has any right to be.
Well, and also, if I was trying to, if a friend of mine was involved in this, or if I was trying to pretend that a friend of mine was involved in it, that's not a nice thing to tweet.
Yeah, it was just a weird thing. It was like something like, it was stilted, Tom. Your tweets, like, there's something I've wanted to confront you about for a long time. Your tweets have seemed stilted, and I want to. Who are you playing to?
Well, Tim, they have to go through a committee to make sure I have a lot of masters to please.
Well, in case you're called up to be a VP nom. In case you win the Veep stakes.
In case I win the Veep stakes, I don't want people going back through my tweets and being like, "Oh, he said this about Swiss Army Man."
Swiss Army Man had a right to be a lot of fun.
Instead, I should have just tweeted, "Saw Swiss Army Man, great."
Tom, you know how people are saying that American democracy might be over?
Yeah,
because of all this stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Don't you think it'll be worth it if we never had to hear the word Veep stakes again from like grown adults? Like they'll be like on the news and they'll be like, "Oh, this week, turmoil in Syria and an awful tragedy in Indiana, and also who's gonna win the Veep stakes?"
Well, stop watching TV news. You told me we hung out last night. And with some other people.
This is my personal.
Well, we were both hanging out, and you just happened to bump into each other. And I found out.
Don't tell them where.
I found out you
don't tell them it was at a key party.
You scream at the TV news all the time.
Yeah, I do.
Don't watch it. You're telling me not to watch Lego trailers.
Yeah, I'm trying to stay informed, though.
So am I, Tim. I got to know what's going on out there.
I want to know what's happening in Turkey, and then a full-grown man comes on and is like, "The Veep stakes? Who's going to win the Veep stakes?" Yeah. Can we have some dignity, guys? It's the friggin' vice presidency. The Veep stakes.
I'm trying to find out what new trailers are out. But the sites I go to, they also post these sometimes.
Well, Tom, you need a good filter.
Yeah, I do. I mean, I just don't watch them.
Yeah,
but I do.
But you're angry about them? You
scream at the... You know what? I think it's fine. It's just, you know what it is? I mean, you're right. I do just have to find a new source. Because I don't give a shit if somebody makes it. Like, good for them. But, like, I just don't like that it's reported as news.
Yeah, but they need the clicks,
I know.
Baby.
And I'm
click, click.
That's
what
fine that somebody made that, but, like, I already saw that trailer. I don't want to watch a Lego version of it.
That's fine, Tom. Nobody's making you do that. This is America. One day you might even grow up and win the Veep stakes.
Oh, I hope so.
Yeah. How are you doing this week?
I mean, aside from all that, I'm fine. I've been real angry this week for whatever reason. I've interacted with like 2 different people that are like, I'm not really on email.
I got made fun of for writing an email.
Are we old? Is email just old
like
people
email
thing?
Is like a thing that we're not allowed to do now?
Yeah, I have to Snapchat somebody to
you know what? I'm happy to learn Snapchat, but the thing is, people also make. Oh, what are you trying to learn Snapchat?
I like you're like, look, I'm happy to learn it. Somebody comes and shows me. I'd be
No, Tom, I've
I'll
enrolled
take
in a
some
class
notes
at the
at the
public
library.
Yeah. Me and the rest of the decrepit gray seniors.
And what, kids come in there and they're like, "Oh, you learning Snapchat, you old fart?"
Yeah. Ooh, you don't know anything.
Yeah.
And then, like, it's not even Snapchat anymore, right? Like,
No, I mean, it's still Snapchat.
no, but like Bleep Blorp is like taking over as
What?
like
No,
the
there's
thing.
no bleep blorp.
It's like, oh, we send it's now kids like, oh, we send pictures of each other's buttholes to each other.
No,
Bleep
Tim, that's
Blorp.
not a. Nope, you're making. Tim, you gotta stop watching the news. All right, Tim. Well, that actually that kind of brings us to the topic at hand today. The topic that's on the tip of everybody's tongue or fingers.
Or augmented realities.
What? No.
It's on the tip of my reality, my augmented reality. That is.
It's augmenting your reality. That's Pokemon Go, the hit sensation.
Pokemon Go.
Yeah.
Tom,
Mm-hmm.
a disclaimer.
Yeah.
I have done no research.
That's fine.
I don't know anything about Pokemon Go. I don't even know anything about Pokemon.
Yeah, and it's probably going to be weeks before they offer classes at the library about
Exactly.
it.
I'm told they're pocket monsters.
Pocket monsters.
Right, which sounds terrifying.
Yeah. Boy, that's the last place I'd like a monster.
Yeah. I mean, at least they're manageable, I guess.
Well, that's the thing, Tim. You're domesticating these monsters. That's how they get in your pocket in the first place. You can't get a wild monster go in your pocket.
All right. Here's the thing.
Uh-huh.
People have like sent tweets like, "Oh, I hope you guys do the Pokemon Go this week as a topic."
Yeah.
Because I want to hear Tim get all angry about it.
Uh-huh.
Listen, everybody, I hate to burst your bubble. I'm not angry about it.
Well, not yet. I'm sure
I
you don't know anything about it.
I don't know anything about it, and
Yeah.
I just want this disclaimer.
Mm-hmm.
I got no beef with anybody who's into it. I'm into some dumb stuff.
Like what?
I'm a big Randy Newman fan.
Yeah.
I've spent more time like analyzing Randy Newman records than you guys have trying to catch pocket monsters. So
No.
I have no. Look, we all got our different.
How much time can you possibly spend analyzing the Toy Story soundtracks?
I mean, there's Toy Story 1,
Mm-hmm.
Toy Story 2, and then to complete the trilogy.
No, they're making a fourth.
What?
Yeah.
Yeah, I heard that. So anyway, I just want to say that. Can I just? Are you a Pokemon guy? Pokemon? Are you a Pokemon, Tom?
No, actually, all right. Ugh, I have a lot of notes.
Yeah, but like I think we
well,
need
that's
to.
what
I think the first thing that we should do
I know, Tim.
is establish our personal experiences with Pokemon.
Yes, to establish whether we're Pokemon or not.
Right. Do you want to go first or should I?
Well, I was going to say, yeah, it's a weird thing because we're of the age that we're like just on the cusp of missing it, I think, when it first came out, when it first came around. And I was thinking about it because it's the 20th anniversary, which means I was 15, you were like 14 when it came out.
Right.
And
Tom, we were in that weird spot between Tamagotchis and Pokemon.
Yeah.
Where we had nothing, we had no little
we had
critter
no
to
skin
raise.
in the game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let alone a Furby. I don't even know what the hell that is.
Yeah. We were the Tay Ruxpin generation.
Exactly.
I had a Tay Ruxpin. That thing was awesome.
It was.
Yeah.
He put a cassette tape in his back and he'd tell you stories all night
Yeah.
until the tape ran out.
Then you could put your finger in his mouth and he'd bite it.
Yeah.
And they'd say, "Don't tell your mommy."
What?
Anyway,
Did you have like you know how Child's Play was like based on the My Buddy doll?
Yeah. My brother had a My Buddy doll.
Yeah, my buddy. Well, anyway, did you have like a Teddy Ruxpin that like a murderer's or like a pervert's soul went into? Do you think?
Maybe. Who knows?
Man,
Who knows what they sell at Toys R Us?
Child's Play would have been 100 times creepier if it was a Teddy Ruxpin.
Well, that's what.
That's supposed to talk to you.
Yeah, that's kind of what that Five Nights at Freddy's Except, I mean, that's supposed to be Rock of Fire Explosion.
Wait, what? What is happening? What is
What?
Five Nights at Freddy's?
Yeah, that's another phone game.
Oh, I don't know.
But you remember the Rock of Fire Explosion?
No.
The animatronic band that would play
at the
pizza places?
Okay, yeah.
Like that's
yeah.
So that's like a scary game that's kind of based on that. But it kind of, Teddy Ruxpin's animatronic in a way too.
Man, they're making all these superhero movies.
Mm-hmm.
Why not just have a whole bunch of kids' toys haunted by the spirits of murderers? They're making a
Five Nights at Freddy movie.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
I hope they get the rights to the real Chuck E. Cheese band or whatever.
I mean, I don't think they would. I think the Five Nights at Freddy brand is more well known.
Yeah, I don't care about that though.
Maybe they can get a cameo.
Yeah, that's true. Charles Cheese himself.
But Pokemon came out at a weird time. I think it came out during like the few years in my life where I was like concerned with like how others viewed me. For like where I was like I remember it coming out and thinking like, oh, this seems pretty neat. And I was like, no, too old for this.
I'm 15. God damn it.
I'm 15. I should be thinking. I should be thinking about that learner's permit.
Yeah.
I shouldn't be getting into Game Boy games where I'm catching pocket monsters.
It was Game Boy?
It was Game Boy.
Because, like,
I think it might have been like Game Boy Color.
Okay, but there were also cards, right?
Yeah. Then there were trading cards, which, I mean, that I was never tempted into.
The one time I ever, was involved, whenever it was when I graduated college.
Okay.
And that was 2004.
Mm-hmm.
And I went to a friend's graduation party.
Yeah.
And unbeknownst to me, I had the time wrong. So I got there 3 hours early.
I was going to say, unbeknownst to me, I had the time of my life.
No, I got there
3 hours early. What did you have you were like, oh, this isn't California?
Yeah, I don't know what happened. I was on LA time. So I got there, and it was like a long enough drive that like I wasn't gonna like turn, like it was still like an hour to drive home or whatever.
Right.
So it's like
you had 3 hours to kill.
Yeah. So I talked to my friend's father,
and
he said, you have a really big beard. Oh no! Wait. First he said, "Hi, your name's Tim."
Yeah.
And I was like, "Yeah, Tim." And he's like, like Tim the Toolman Taylor, huh? I was like, "Yep. Yeah, like Tim the Toolman Taylor." He's like, "Yeah, but you gotta have a beard like Al." And then I was like, I'm going to go find something else to do. Right. That was the extent of the conversation I had with that man. And then there was like this 5-year-old.
And that man today, Barack Obama.
Yeah. Well, he knows how to talk.
A lot of good ideas.
He knows about all the major cast members of Home Improvement.
Right.
So I went inside and there was like this 5 or 6 year old
If that was
kid.
what he was like known for, like every person he meets, he has some anecdote about how they remind him of something in Home Improvement.
That would be a weird president, man. Yeah. That'd be great though.
Yeah.
Unless like sometimes like he'll be like, "Oh, you remind me of Mark," and it's like, "Oh, the goth kid."
Yeah. Well, he wasn't goth till later.
He was a real creepo.
Yeah, he was.
I think they made him a creepo on that show
because he was becoming a creepo. Yeah, and they were like, we can't keep this creepo under wraps anymore.
He's got those weird things in his ears that make his.
The
Anyway,
gauges.
yeah. Anyway, so I go inside and there's this like 5-year-old or 6-year-old, and he's like, "You want to play Pokemon?" I was like, "Hell yeah, I want to play Pokemon." Like, hopefully I can like hide in here, like.
Right. Was the kid inside like a closet or something?
No, it was just like a room. It was like I felt like I was a burden because they were all getting ready for this.
I was
party.
Gonna say, if a little kid like opened up oh great, I can hide in that closet with you.
To be honest, I didn't know this girl very well. Whose party I was going to? I thought I was just stopping by.
Yeah, but you showed up 3 hours early.
Yeah, really weird. So this little kid's like,
you showed up there at 8 a.m.
You want to play Pokemon? I'm like, yeah, I'll play Pokemon.
And were you thinking it's a Game Boy game at this point?
No, because he had his cards out.
Oh, okay.
And I was like, all right, you have to explain to me what Pokemon are. He's like, I got it. Okay. They're little monsters, and like one of them like looks like a turtle, and his name is Squirtle. So all right, you get it? You want to play?
Well, that's not fair.
6-year-old.
Yeah.
God damn it. I know your brain isn't fully formed or whatever, but how in a million years do you think that this is enough information?
But that conveys the rules to you.
Yeah, so I was like, all right, deal them up. And so I get dealt Pokemon cards.
Okay.
And I don't know what to do. He's like, he throws down a card, I think.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, I'm going to throw down this card. He's like, I beat you.
Yeah.
And he's like, all right.
you didn't challenge it? Like, oh, why?
No, well, here's what happened.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, why? He's like, just trust me. And he did that like another 3 times until finally I was like, I don't know, I think I beat you on that one. And he's like, no. I was like, well, explain to me how you think you beat me, because I'm pretty sure I beat you. And then I was trying to have like this rapport where I was and then he just starts screaming, you cheated! You cheated! Bursts into tears. Starts hysterically crying, turns red, like, Mom, Dad! And like runs out, and like I was like, oh shit.
And then, like,
I was hiding from all these people who were
God, that creep that came here early is stealing our kids' Pokemon cards now.
Yeah, exactly. I think I did just like go sit in my car for 2 hours after that.
Well, at that point, that's the best.
Yeah, I
course
think
of
I
action.
left before like I didn't see how it played out. Like I was like, this kid's hysterically crying. I'm gonna go sit in the car.
Yeah,
I'm gonna go to the Dairy Queen.
Probably the best for all involved. To save them the trouble of kicking you out.
I haven't seen that girl since that party. That was 12 years ago.
Wow. But that little boy today, Daniel Radcliffe.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh. Okay. So anyway, I haven't revisited Pokemon since.
Okay. So yeah, there's the card game, there's the video games, there's the cartoon. Remember, it gave everybody seizures.
Yep.
There were movies, animated movies.
Oh yeah. Like Pikachu's Day Out or something, right?
Something like Pikachu's Big Day. But big deal. A big deal.
Yeah, it's a thing that like kids like.
Yeah. And now it's back.
And now adults like it.
Well,
which is fine. Like, I get the nostalgia thing.
Mm-hmm.
I think we should only be allowed 1 to 2 hours of nostalgia a day.
Yeah. I mean, that's probably
healthy.
Good. Yeah. And, well, how many overall hours of entertainment should we be allowed?
Look, it doesn't matter. Like, you do whatever you do you. But I think for healthy adult development,
right,
to is not to dwell on things that you loved 25 years ago or 20 years ago so much so that like those are the most important things in your life still,
right,
in your late 20s and onward.
Yeah, you can still totally enjoy those things, but like, you know, yeah, your taste should evolve and
right,
much,
and I'm not
like a Pokemon.
Well, do they evolve?
They do evolve.
All right,
sometimes.
So you have to. I'm starting at square one, Tom.
Okay.
Because all I know is that they're like little monsters, pocket monsters, and
not little monsters.
There's oh no, I wish it was like little monsters. That I would devote hours and hours a day to. And that one looks like a turtle and it's called Squirtle.
Right, and you know Pikachu.
Yeah. Well, I know like
but
that.
Pikachu just looks like a Pikachu.
It's a little like yellow like cat or something, right?
It's just a Pikachu, I think. I mean, yeah, it kind of looks like a cat, like a weird cat.
Pikachu is an animal. It's a monster.
It's a pocket monster. It's a Pikachu.
Let me ask you this.
Okay.
Is Pikachu a guy?
Is there a man in there?
No. Is Pikachu like oh, this is like one thing, or is it like there's a bunch of Pikachus and like they could have different names?
I will address that, and then there's something else I need to address. I need to address the Pikachu in the room. Pikachu, so like all the names of the guys,
right?
Like
or gals.
Yeah,
do Pokemons have genitals? Because they don't wear clothes, right? I don't see them wearing clothes.
No, they're animals.
But like cartoon animals never have
yeah,
genitals,
but some animals have genitals inside themselves.
Right, move on.
Well, you brought it up.
Yeah, well, you took it somewhere else.
Like a Pikachu is the species.
Oh, okay. So there's not like a guy named Pikachu. There's not like a little.
But
like your dog is for all intents and purposes,
a dog.
A Dotson, right?
Yeah.
But like, it's not like there's one Dotson. It's Ginger. So
right,
like,
right.
But like, so Pikachu is a Dotson, not Ginger.
What? No, Pikachu's not a Dotson.
No, but if we were going by like Pikachu's like a dog instead of like a
Right.
specific dog.
Right. It's a species of
Okay.
pocket monster.
Okay, I guess
But-
that was a better way of saying it.
But confusingly, all the Pokemon, at least like in the cartoons and stuff, I don't know about like the other games.
The plural of Pokemon is Pokemon?
I think so.
Okay.
All of the Pokemon, their species is also the only word they can say.
Oh, no, I don't like this one bit.
So the only thing Pikachu says is Pikachu.
Yeah, I get it.
And Squirtle says Squirtle.
Okay.
So
that's the height of narcissism.
and I know in the games you can like name them, you know, like they're a pet or whatever. But I believe in the cartoon, like Pikachu's called Pikachu.
Wait, hold on.
Uh-huh.
They made movies and TV shows
Yeah.
with a bunch of characters that could only say their name.
Yeah.
Like that happened in the cinema with that the I Am Groot guy, right?
Yeah.
But if everybody
Groot.
in that
His
movie,
name's Groot.
if everybody in that
Jeez,
movie,
Tim, he didn't tell you enough, I guess.
yeah, I
What's the guy who says I am Groot all the time? What's his name?
had trouble following that story. It was just a little more complex than I was ready for. No, hold on.
Uh-huh.
They made movies where like each character
They weren't.
There's a boy.
There's
right?
a boy.
Okay.
The boy is the main character in the movies.
Are you playing
the
as
TV show.
the boy in all these games?
I think in some of the games, but not in Pokemon Go.
Okay.
Pokemon
Oh.
Go, you're just like you make your own avatar. You don't get that many options, but
We're going long here. I'm sorry.
no, it's fine.
You got to keep giving me the basics of Pokemon.
No,
before
Tim,
we get to the
I had
go.
to learn these things myself.
Okay.
But the other thing that I was going to say that we kind of skipped over is where you were saying people should only have a certain amount of time for nostalgia stuff. Like to me, because I started playing this for research, but I'm not nostalgic for Pokemon. I think something like this kind of goes beyond it.
Okay.
I think there's definitely for some people, nostalgia is part of it, a big part of it, but it's also like such a different thing.
Right.
That I don't think people are playing it just for nostalgic purposes. It's got like very addictive, like you could not design a more addictive type of game.
Right. Well, I mean, the idea is to catch all 151.
Catch them all. Yeah.
And to me,
Mm-hmm.
that would stress me out.
Why?
Because like every day I'd be like, well, there's
they're
still
still out
48
there.
out there. Yeah.
Well, I think that's why people are playing so much of it, Tim.
Right. Okay.
What other questions do you have about Pokemon?
No, hold on. You just gotta okay, so the conceit, the tagline
Right.
that I know is you gotta catch them all.
It's just gotta catch them all, not you gotta catch them all.
I don't, Tom. First of all, the one thing that I'll ask is that you don't make fun of me.
Well, I'm
for
just
not-
saying, please don't sound like a grandma going to the store asking for a Nintendo PlayStation because that's what his grandson wants.
Yeah, I'm happy to sound
What's
like an old person.
the you gotta catch them all?
So I said instead of nothing.
Right. Uh-huh.
Gotta catch them all. So
Yeah.
someone has to catch them all. It
Someone's
might be
gotta do it.
It might be someone else.
It might be the Royal We.
So all the games, pretty much, we can assume.
Right.
What's
idea is to
consistent
catch 'em
over
all.
the video games,
Uh-huh.
the card games,
Right.
and the movies and television programs. Somebody is trying to catch a human
Yeah.
is trying to catch
Catch and domesticate.
all of these things.
Yes.
Why?
Why not, Tim? Because it's there to be conquered.
Yeah, but like these are the same people that are like, Harambe died. Let's abolish zoos, but we'll catch all these monsters
Well,
and put them
Tim,
in.
they're made up. They're fake.
debatable, but we'll go.
Well, so catching them all is
You throw a Pokeball at them.
yeah, to catch them.
Right.
So catching them all is one part of it, but another part of it in all the games and the card game and everything is, and the cartoon is that you train them. Once you caught them, then that's just the first step. Then you got to train them,
Like a Tamagotchi.
kind of, and then you gotta fight other people's. You gotta send out your Pokemon to fight other Pokemon.
This is the new game, or this is everything?
This is all of them.
So it's like cockfighting?
Kinda, yeah.
That's terrible. This is a terrible thing
Hey,
that we're
no,
doing.
the Pokemon love it. It's what they're born to do.
They love it.
They get a real kick out of it.
That's what
Fighting to the death.
That's what freaking Michael Vick said.
No, Pokemon's
Oh, these
completely
dogs
different
love
than
doing
Michael
this.
Vick.
Is it?
Yeah.
You're catching things, you're domesticating them, you're training them to fight, and then you're sending them out there fighting and putting money on it.
Yeah. Well, you don't put money on it, Tim.
You probably do, though.
No,
right?
you don't.
You got some side action going on the Pokemon
No.
fights.
Well, so it's like a role playing game in that way where it's all about like hit points and health and all that.
Fell asleep. Jesus Christ.
So you're playing like stats against stats. And then
Sounds riveting.
And then, so like, let's say I've got a real powerful Pokemon. You've got a real powerful Pokemon. I beat you, Tim. I get more stats.
Yeah, fuck you. You'll never beat me.
I think I could get your Pokemon in some circumstances, too.
Is it evident that I'm drunk?
This episode is brought to you by Loot Crate. Loot Crate is a monthly subscription box service for epic geek and gamer items and pop culture gear. For less than $20 a month, you get 4 to 8 items that include licensed gear, apparel, collectibles, unique one-of-a-kind items, and more. Make sure to head to lootcrate.com/everything and enter code EVERYTHING to save $3 on any subscription. Tim, you know Loot Crate. These guys are great.
Yeah, you're a geek. You're a geek gamer and nerd, Tom.
Great. And that's why this is just for me. They guarantee at least $40 in value in every box. Sometimes there's even a lot more. Every month there's a different theme.
You're always showing me stuff out of this Loot Crate.
Previous
check out what came.
Previous crates, ones I have, Tim, come from have items from franchises like Star Wars, Marvel, The Walking Dead, The Legend of Zelda, and many more. These aren't GoBots in here, Tim. These are the real deal.
You showed me a Labyrinth shirt with David Bowie on it.
Yeah.
I was jealous.
Yeah.
I was jealous of a geek box, for cripe's sake.
Well, Tim, there's still time for you to sign up for this next month. And the theme is futuristic. They've packed July's crate with items from some of pop culture's favorite prognostications of science and the future. Look towards tomorrow with items from
I look forward to it as well, Tom.
Hey, they're not going to stop you.
I look towards it. I look forward to it. It's happening. We can't stop it.
There's going to be items from Rick and Morty, Futurama, Star Trek, Mega Man, Valiant Comics, and Star Trek. Oh, they got Star Trek twice in there.
Rick and Morty, though. That's awesome.
Including a model, a figure, and don't forget their monthly tee and pin.
So you get a T-shirt and a pin every month?
Every month, Tim.
That's
like clockwork.
In a box.
Yeah.
That's
worth $20 on its own.
Yeah.
Remember, you have until the 19th at 9 p.m. Pacific to subscribe and receive that month's crate. And when the cutoff happens, that's it. It's over. So go to lootcrate.com/everything and enter code EVERYTHING to save $3 on your new subscription today. All right, Tim. So do you think you understand enough about pocket monsters now?
They're pocket monsters. Let's recap.
Okay.
They're pocket monsters.
Yes.
You catch them using a pocket ball, Pokeball.
Yes.
You bring them home. You raise them.
Yeah, as if they were your own.
You train them to fight.
As if they were your own.
And then you bring them out to other people who have done the same thing, and you make them fight.
Yep.
And this is different from dog fighting. How?
Because it's not real, Tim. That's the biggest difference.
Yeah, but if it was like, oh, you play a game where like you commit terrorist acts.
Well, that's why they don't have that. That's why it's not a dog fighting simulator. It's Pokemon.
All right.
The Pokemon are fine at the end of the day. They like it.
You know what? It creeps me out that you keep telling me how much they like it.
They insist on doing it, Tim.
All right.
So Pokemon Go is a augmented reality version of Pokemon.
What did we? What?
So what they've done, Tim, is they've taken the whole world, the real world, the map, and they've said, guess what, guys? There are Pokemon everywhere. There are Pokemon hiding. You got to catch them all, but instead of playing it on...
you got to catch them all.
But instead of playing them on a Game Boy...
That's right. That's what you yelled at me for saying before.
Well, I didn't claim it was their slogan. I'm speaking purely as myself.
This is conversational.
Yeah. Instead of playing on a Game Boy, guess what? You got to get off your duff and go and venture out into the real world to find them. So you play in the game, and it's like you see your little guy, and then you see like a map. They get it from Google Maps, and you see kind of the real world, and there's a few things going on, Tim.
Okay. Number one.
The first one you need to know about is Pokestops.
This is great. This is like this is better than... Look, if you guys were considering going to the library and learning about Pokemon Go, you just listen to Tom.
Yeah, and guess what? Probably the library has some Pokemon there.
Pokestops.
Number
one.
A Pokestop is usually like a physical landmark, like a place of business or a park or
a Holocaust museum.
In some cases, the Holocaust museum. By me, there's a lot of murals that are Pokestops.
Okay. It's all going to be a public place?
Yeah, it's supposed to be.
I mean, the idea is that
right.
Okay.
It hasn't happened all the time.
Right.
But so it's a public place, and you'll see it on the map, but then if you tap on it, you'll see like an actual picture of the place.
Okay. Like a Google Street View kind of thing.
Kind of,
okay.
Yeah. And now if you go to the place, if you're close enough to a Pokestop, you can spin the sign in the virtual world.
Spin the sign?
Yeah.
Hold on. What is this?
Because you're looking at the sign on the screen.
What sign?
The sign for the Pokestop.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Then
you didn't
Yeah,
mention,
they
okay.
knew. Then you flip it with your finger. You spin it with your finger, and guess what comes out? Prizes. All kinds of fun stuff. Like
money, cash, and toaster ovens and blenders?
Pokeballs, potions.
Now, what? All right, so this seems like it's got a lot of layers to it.
Yeah.
Let's
so
peel
that's the
back
first
the
thing.
onion.
So
Okay.
that's the first thing. You get some of that stuff. But then also...
Are there pocket monsters there, Tom?
Often there are, Tim.
Okay.
Often there's pocket monsters there. You can also see on your thing, there will be like silhouettes of Pokemon nearby.
All right.
And they've got like footprints, and the number of footprints, it's like hot or cold. You can tell how nearby they are.
I gotcha.
But a lot of times they're by stops, but sometimes they're not.
Sometimes they're just in your apartment.
Sometimes they're in your apartment.
Who sets the Pokestops and where the pocket monsters live?
Well, it all came from the company that made this game's old game called Ingress.
Oh, wait, hold on. This is something I haven't heard at all.
Oh, yeah.
What's Ingress?
So Ingress was this game. So the company that made this was formerly part of Google.
Goggle.com.
Goggle.com, the world's biggest goggle site. They
ski goggles, swim goggles,
and many more.
Horace Grant's basketball goggles.
They've since been spun off, but they had this game, which was an augmented reality game, which was like about hacking and stuff. But that's how they got all the physical locations and the pictures.
They did some recon for
years.
years.
Yeah,
Okay.
basically. So the locations and the pictures came from this game. They had this database built up, and that's what they used to make Pokemon Go out of.
Wow. It's like a real life, the movie The Hackers.
It's like a real life, the movie The Hackers. Now, if you see a Pokemon and you're close enough to it, you can tap on it, and that's when the camera on your phone turns on, and you gotta look around, and then you'll see like
you see that little rascal somewhere, and you get him. You throw that Pokeball right at him, right?
Yeah.
But you need to get a Pokeball first by spinning the sign at the Pokestop.
Yes. And
it's all coming.
And sometimes like
crystal clear focus, Tom.
And because it's like a role playing game, sometimes you might come across a Pokemon that's like too powerful. He's like, get out of here. You're not a good enough trainer to catch me.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So you gotta
Squirtle.
What?
That scoundrel Squirtle.
Sometimes, yeah. You know what, Tim? I don't want to get into personal stuff here, but a Squirtle got away from me today.
Really?
He got away from me.
Tom, from what I understand, a Squirtle often looks like a turtle.
Yeah, like a little squirting turtle.
Ew.
And guess what he says?
I don't want to know what
He
gross.
says Squirtle.
Oh, right.
Yeah, Tim, come on.
Yeah.
I'm giving you quizzes as we go along.
That was a softball, and I whiffed.
And what does he say?
All right, next time.
So you throw him, and if you're strong enough or whatever, you're well trained enough, then you can catch him. Now he's domesticated.
How do you get stronger? Just by collecting
Just
more
by
stuff,
collecting, yeah.
potions?
Just by playing.
What do the potions do, Tom? I'm sorry to keep getting off track.
No,
I'm
it's
drunk.
fine. So the potions, I think the potions, there's potions, incense, and Pokemon lore.
Okay.
So the potions, I think, are just to like heal the Pokemon when you fight with them.
When you fight them and they get injured because the other Pokemon bite them in the neck or
They
whatever.
don't bite him in the neck, Tim.
Well, how do they fight?
It's like a role playing game where like it's like kind of turn based. I haven't gotten into a Pokemon fight yet because to do that,
they're biting each other. I don't want to see this.
To do that, I think some are, but like a lot of them have their own attacks. You know, that's kind of what makes the Pokemon different.
Right. I don't like this one bit. I don't like the fighting aspect.
So to fight, you need to go to a Poke Gym. And those are usually bigger places. Those are places like libraries or parks.
Churches,
mosques, police stations, those kinds of places.
Wait, they tell you to go to the police station so you could have a dog fight, a monster fight?
Yeah.
This is absurd.
Now people can control, like if you beat the monster that's there, now you're in charge of that Pokestop.
Right.
And now somebody's got to throw you off the throne to...
So it's like when you checked in on Foursquare.
Yeah. It's kind of like a mayorship.
It's as useless as that?
No, it's more useful because then everybody sees the monster you leave there. You got to leave a monster there to guard it. So that's another reason why you got to have multiple monsters trained. Because you might have a great monster out there that's really good at beating everybody.
Pocket monster.
Yeah. But then you got to leave. Are you going to leave your best pocket monster to defend this place? Now, how are you going to go out into the world and beat get other guys?
Right.
So it's a real Sophie's choice.
Yeah. Sounds like a real Sophie's choice.
But then, so the other
they
items.
should name this Sophie's Choice the video game.
the other items, Tim, incense. Incense brings all the Pokemon to your yard.
Of course they like incense.
Of course they like incense. I thought you were on the Pokemon side.
I don't know. I'm on nobody's side.
So that will just kind of naturally, it's like a musk that the Pokemon can't get enough of. So they'll naturally come around if they're nearby.
Right.
If you got the incense going. And that only lasts for like a half hour.
So they'll come right into your apartment or place of business?
Yep.
Okay.
But if you're in a place that has a bunch already and you burn some incense, well, then now you're going to get a whole bunch more.
Yeah, and they're going to start kissing and fornicating all over your apartment.
I think you can have them mate, but I don't know how to do that.
No.
Well, you don't see it or anything.
How do you not see it? It's augmented reality.
Do you not see it? So there's that. Oh, yeah, because they mate, and then you get an egg.
Pikachu and Squirtle going at it.
You get an egg.
Imagine how that ends.
You get an egg, Tim. You got to put the egg in an incubator, and then you got to walk to actually hatch it. So, like, it takes like 5 kilometers of walking before the egg will hatch.
Are they trying to switch us to the metric system, too?
Is
that all part of it?
That's what...
Look,
well, I'll get into... There's some conspiracy theories.
Look, if that is the thing... I'm all for it. I'm downloading Pokemon Go tonight. If in 6 months you'll all be on the metric system.
Yeah, or else you'll be you won't be able to control any Poke Gyms.
Yeah, I'm fine with it.
But one of the big things, I think I've pretty much described the whole game. The thing that's fascinating to me,
I certainly don't care to hear anymore,
is the lures. And this is what is like a controversial thing in the news.
The lures.
Because the way a lure works is you go to a Pokestop, Tim, you throw down a lure, guess what? The Pokemon are going to start coming like crazy.
Even more than with the incense?
I think so.
Okay.
And the thing about the lure is the lure helps everyone.
So, you have opponents too, right?
You have opponents, but you have teammates.
Right.
So if you throw down a lure, everyone sees on the map that there's a lure in that place, And if they're nearby, they're going to come over. That's why you see on the news these bunch of people all together. Because if there's a lure down, you want to be by that lure because you're going to catch more. But then that's also...
And you got to catch them all. As the slogan says, you got to catch them all.
But that's where you're hearing these stories about people getting robbed.
People putting lures in like a dark part of the
park.
parking lot.
Yeah. And then people are like, oh, there's a lure in that park. I guess I'll go over.
Yeah,
and
lures dummies there, too.
It does, yeah.
Lures dolts over there.
It does. But then also, especially in the city... businesses are buying lures, throwing them down, and then watching their profits go through the roof.
Yeah.
I mean, some businesses.
Through the pokey roof.
Yeah. Like, it sounds like pizza places are doing really well with this. And
buy
bars.
a slice and get a pocket monster.
No, I don't think they advertise it as such. I think it's just that they're going to bring a lot of foot traffic to the front of their place.
And these people have all just walked 5 kilometers to get there.
And they want a slice of pizza now. They're starving.
Yeah.
So, yeah, like if you're running like a real estate business or something, maybe buying lures isn't, people aren't going to be like, well, while I'm here, I'll buy a house.
Yeah.
But
well, maybe that's the future of real estate.
Well, I think there are probably some businesses that don't want this. They're like, well, we don't want like 50 people hanging outside on their phones.
Maybe you do to build buzz.
I don't think you understand how the real estate
You
market
don't understand
works.
marketing, Tom.
Somebody's going to be like, well, that place must have really good houses. Look, people are clamoring to get in.
Yeah. You put a velvet rope in front of any business, Tom.
Well, they don't put a velvet rope.
Well, maybe they should just put a velvet rope around all these dimwits on their goddamn phones. All right, can I tell you one thing, Tom?
Okay. I think you're going to get into what I want to get into.
I have read...
Mm-hmm.
No, I don't think so. I've read a lot of chatter everywhere.
Yeah.
No, nonstop tweeting about it.
Yeah.
100 clickbait articles.
Yeah.
100, more than 100. It's taken over every single one of my feeds.
Yeah.
I've not seen one person out in the real world actually play
Really?
this game. Yeah.
Oh, I've seen so many people.
I've been on the lookout for it,
Oh,
Tom.
you gotta.
I've been all over this fair city, Tom. I've been
Yeah.
all over Brooklyn, Queens, and Manhattan over the last week.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't seen one person play in this game. What is wrong with this?
Well, the first thing
I
is...
think it's like, it might be a big prank on Tim.
No, Tim, you always think things are the whole world pulling a big prank on you.
Yeah, well, there's no evidence that anybody's actually playing
Tim,
this
there's
thing.
plenty of evidence. First off, somebody playing this game looks just like anyone else walking down the street on their phone. So it's very tough to tell because everybody's just walking down the street on their phone.
Okay.
You got to look at the screen.
I'm not in the business of looking at somebody else's screen.
You know what
What if it's a nude picture?
Then hey, now you got to see a nude picture too.
That's none of my business.
Yeah, but if it's on the internet, it's there for you to see.
Yeah, that's true.
No, I know, like, the day it came out, I saw, like, roving bands of people. Like, I couldn't believe how quickly it took off. A lot of times you'll notice, too, because you'll see people who look like they're lost. Like, you'll think, oh, that person's looking on their phone at a map trying to get their bearings. No, they're looking for a Pokemon. Or you'll see them holding their phone up like they're taking a picture. But, they're taking a picture of, like, a derelict building. But guess what? There's Pokemon in there.
All right. Let's get to the conspiracy theories. Oh, no, you had something.
Well, the thing I thought you were going to talk about is, so there's a million news stories about, like, people getting robbed.
Yeah, you know what?
People getting hit by cars, all this stuff. I think that stuff is ridiculous and overblown.
Absolutely.
Because it's like, well, yeah, don't drive around while staring at your phone.
Yeah.
That's it. And, like, that stuff.
Don't walk around. More and more, don't walk around staring at your dang phone.
Right.
Like, it's fine.
And unfortunately,
or do it. I don't care. Whatever.
Well, just be careful. Unfortunately, these things happen all the time, but it's not like you don't read on the news like, oh, Facebook claimed another victim.
Yeah.
Because somebody got hit by a car while they were looking. Although last night I was playing a little bit because I was waiting for the bus, so I was like kind of walking around, hitting up the Pokestops.
Pokespot.
And I needed to cross the street, and it was like a big street.
Big Boy Street.
Big Boy Street, but I want to keep my phone open because I was still getting points, or I was still hatching the eggs.
Jesus.
But I wasn't looking at my phone. But as I was crossing the street, I'm like, oh my God, if I get hit by a car right now and killed, there's gonna be stories about me.
Yeah.
Like, oh, this poor dolt. People are gonna be tweeting about me, like, oh, look at this
Tweeting
dumb
about
idiot.
this dolt.
Yeah.
I would be like, this dolt Tom Reynolds was more Pokemon than he had any right to be.
He was more Pokemon than man at that point, and unfortunately, this was the best thing that could have happened.
Yeah, I was walking around. I was like trying to read Twitter today.
Yeah.
While I was walking, which is a dumb thing to do, also. But then I stopped doing it because I was like, I'm gonna put my phone away lest anybody think I'm playing this Pokemon.
Yeah.
game. It's the best way for non-dolts to put their phones away because,
so that they're not associated with
exactly.
dolts. Yeah.
We should make a game where it's like you're associated with like white supremacist groups or something, and like it'll take the world by storm. But then, like, anybody who's good will be like, I'll put my phone away so nobody will think I'm associated with these white supremacist groups. And then suddenly all the good people in the world won't be walking around.
It's a real catch-22 you've got there, Tim.
What do you mean?
Because you're counting on this white supremacy game becoming a big enough hit that's what people associate having their phones out
It'll
with.
be kind of a bait and switch.
Well,
It'll be like if Pokemon came out tomorrow and been like, rebrand as a white supremacist game.
Right.
Maybe we'll buy the Pokemon game. How much could that cost? $5,000?
Tim, as of today, Nintendo's stock, and mind you, a lot of people say Nintendo's not even making that much money off this.
Right.
$9
billion?
Their stock has gone up, their market cap's gone up $7.5 billion.
Which is insane. I don't understand how the stock market works because it's a video game.
Well, and also, I mean, a lot of people are saying, like, this is probably or could be a fad, you know?
Oh, do you think it could be possibly a fad? Do you think in 2 weeks even, everybody's going to be still walking around playing the Pokemon game, let alone 6 weeks?
I mean, we're all still playing Draw Something. Okay, so I want to talk about conspiracy theories. Well, so before conspiracy theories is an actual thing, you cannot play this game in South Korea because South Korea they're technically still at war with North Korea. They do not allow Google Maps because Google Maps, they want Google Maps to like blur out some of their military installations, and Google won't do that. So they're like, cool, well, no, you can't use satellite imagery of our country. We're at war. So because of that, there's no information for them to use.
This is very sad.
But
this is a sad story for the people of South
because
Korea.
of the way they like lay out maps in Google Maps, like the way they section off the world. There's like a tiny part of South Korea that is covered by Google Maps. So it's the only place in South Korea where you can play Pokemon Go. And in like a week's time, this has become a tourist attraction for Pokemon Go.
I hope
players
it's like,
all over South Korea.
I hope it was like Aunt May's farm is about to go out of business.
No, I think it's just like a small city near the North Korean border. But I couldn't believe...
Wait, it's near the North Korean border?
Yeah.
That's what they allow to be mapped?
Well, I guess
the
there's
closest
no like...
part to their enemy?
Well, it's like by the sea, too. I don't know, I guess that... Yeah, they probably really want to keep an eye on that. But for whatever reason, it's fine. And I couldn't believe they had pictures like 2 days after the game launched, like businesses with like big professionally printed banners and stuff. Like there's vacation packages for people in South Korea, like come to buy this package.
Play
you get to come
dumb video game.
come to our town and play this game.
It's not dumb. It's fine. I know a lot of people love it.
Yeah,
It's fine. It's
most
not for me.
people.
You think most people are
Yeah.
like 3.6 billion people are playing this game and love it?
Yeah.
How many people do you think are playing this game worldwide?
They say it's like 11% of like smartphone owners right now.
Okay, so that's like 6% of the world's
Well, and it's
population.
also not in many countries yet.
Oh, no.
Yeah, because they can't keep up with demand. They can't keep up with the server loads.
Right.
They
should get more servers, Tom.
That's what I've been telling them.
Yeah. We should be consultants for these.
Hey, guys, get more servers. No, it's actually like taking a toll on a lot of
marriages.
cell providers, cell phone service providers too, because it doesn't use a lot of data, like a big amount, but it uses like a lot of calls, so it causes like a lot of chatter, to use your word.
Wait, did I never used that word?
Yeah,
chatter.
you said there was chatter before.
I don't think so. I talk about chowder a lot.
Oh, okay. So it's not in China yet, but there's a conspiracy theory that all of this was made just to infiltrate China, because the theory is that if Nintendo places rare Pokemon in areas where they see players aren't going and nobody attempts to capture the creature, it can be deduced that the location has restricted access and could be a military zone. Then, when war breaks out, Japan and the U.S. can easily target their guided missiles, and China will have been destroyed by the invasion of a Japanese-American game. That's a big conspiracy going around.
That's a pretty good one.
Yeah.
But, like, the flaw in that is China does not allow this game.
It just hasn't launched there yet. I mean, even if it's, like, not allowed or whatever, people are still going to get it and play it. Like, people are playing it in countries where it's not allowed yet.
Yeah, but won't the government find the Pokestops? Who puts the Pokestops there if it hasn't launched?
The Ingress players. Or, I mean, they could, like, the company can put Pokestops wherever they want. They can use Google Maps and just be like, okay, true. Pokestop here.
Okay.
So, interestingly, it wasn't mentioned in this article, but in a different article I read, somebody was talking about how there's a few Pokestops and I think at least like one Poke Gym in Area 51. And coincidentally, like this person, like, you know, spoofed their GPS to make it look like they were in Area 51 so they could see what was going on there. They're like, yeah, nobody's playing it in Area 51, but there are stops. Like, I am in charge of the gym now, and that person's probably on a list forever.
Yeah.
An alien list, too. That's the worst kind of list.
Mm-hmm. Tom, let me ask you about this thing where they got full access to your entire Google account.
Yeah.
And people were up in arms about that, and then they switched it. Is that anything?
They
said it was a mistake, but come on. That wasn't a mistake.
The thing I don't get is, like, that company was owned by Google, so presumably Google still owns a big part of it. So I'm just like, oh, well, Google could just have...
This is something. I'll tell you, this is...
Where are they talking about these conspiracies? Where can I get in there?
No, this is not positive.
This is not going to end well.
Yeah, this is not positive for us, right?
Why not?
Like,
it's getting people out.
That's
people
the
are
other thing.
finding
like,
dead bodies all over the place.
People are out walking around. Yeah, they're out staring at their goddamn phones.
Well,
presumably, I haven't seen any of these people. I still think it's a big prank on me. But if not, like, they're gathering your information for a reason. There's a reason all this is happening. Nobody's doing this for free.
Well, they're making a ton of money off it, too.
How?
Because in-app purchases, Tim, all those items I was telling you about, you can buy those with real money, too.
That's insane. Who would buy fake incense?
Pokemon would love it.
Spend all my money on real incense.
You can buy all that stuff, and they're going to come out with like a little Pokeball that you can like attach to you, and then it will like light up and vibrate when you're near like a Pokemon. So you don't have to have your phone out all the time.
I think it's
You think it's what, Tim?
it's time we all unplug. I think this might be the thing that's like, guys, this is killing us. This is killing our society.
It's not, though. It's getting people out there. People are
Getting
meeting each
out
other.
there.
People
They're
are
not
meeting
meeting each other.
They are, Tim.
We're gonna have
two
to-
people went on a date.
Oh, well, okay. If two people found love through this thing, when are people gonna start? When's the first pokey stabbing? Pokey poke.
I mean, there's already been a bunch of robbings. Oh, there was a stabbing.
Yeah, because like
somebody
you're
was
fighting
stabbed and they
other
didn't stop
people.
playing.
Oh, whatever. Look, a bunch of goddamn zombies. Look, do what you want. It's fine. It's great. It's wonderful. It's the downfall of our society. And not because it's like, oh, everybody's on their phones. No. Nefarious forces are running these things. What?
I already told you about the Pokemon.
All right. You want to solve a problem?
Yeah, Tim, I'd love to.
Hello and welcome to Tim and Tom Solve Your Problems, a podcast.
Within a podcast.
Me, Tim, and my colleague...
Thomas.
Solve your problems. This we haven't done this in a while.
No,
I'm out of my element here. This week we have a problem from Jack.
Does it have to do with Pokemon?
It does not. Let me just remind everybody: if you have a problem you'd like us to solve, email us at thecompleteguidetoeverything@gmail.com.
I read all these FAQs about Pokemon Go for nothing. For naught.
You read? Do you have more information? We'll talk about it after this.
Yeah.
Jack has a problem.
A jackass problem? Tim, that's rude.
Hey, Tim and Tom. Love the show. It makes my morning commute to work a nightmare because I'm always crying at the back of the bus. I think he means crying from laughter.
I hope so.
Yeah. that was just a weird...
Maybe it's just a masochist.
Yeah, a weird start, Jack.
A sadist, rather.
Yeah. I'm in college, and I'm living with two of my best friends. We are all guys. I mean,
he's a peculiar way of...
I think I might be reading this weird,
yeah, you're not doing him any favors.
Recently, a classmate of ours named Jimmy, who we met at a party one time, has been trying to hang out with us a lot and become part of the gang.
Yeah.
The problem is that none of us like Jimmy. He's annoying and always talks about how he hooks up with all the ladies in town when none of us really care about that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
One time, he even broke into our house while we were watching TV. How do we tell Jimmy to stay out of our lives while also being respectful? We don't want to hurt his feelings too much. Thanks, Jack. P.S. We are from Canada. I'm not sure if that means anything. I think that means everything. Well,
it would certainly explain you're probably being way too nice to him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tom, I speaking from personal experience, there's a real life person that was like Jimmy in my life for a while, and I couldn't shake him. Yeah. Now he's just one of my best friends.
Yeah, just part of the gang.
Yeah.
Tim, is it me? Is this your? Oh, jeez. Oh, God! This is how I find out. Look, I broke into your house one time.
I mean, Jimmy broke into this guy's house while
they were
there.
That sounds like they need to get the police involved.
Yeah.
Right. Well, I'm curious to know if he was like ringing the doorbell or something, and they were like, "Shh, don't let him know we're here."
Well, here's the thing. I don't know. It does matter that you're in Canada because in the U.S., if someone breaks into your house, you can shoot them dead and it's fine.
Yeah, and then problem solved.
Yeah. But I don't recommend shooting Jimmy dead under any circumstances.
No, regardless of what country you're in. Well, that's a very tricky situation, too, because if you and your regular buddies are all living together, well, then you've just kind of got like an ongoing low-key hang happening.
Yeah.
And now, if this person's... The nice thing about, people always say, it stinks living with friends. And, sometimes it does, but, me and you were roommates, and we've been roommates with other friends of ours. And one of the nice things about it is that there's a low-key hang going on where you can come home, hang out with somebody, and then be like, enough of this, and just get up and walk away.
Without even saying anything.
You don't have to be like, all right, well, I'm going to get going, or anything.
Yeah, we should do this again soon sometime.
You can just be like, all right, well, this is enough of this. I have other things that I'd like to do or I have to do.
I have my own room to retire to.
Yeah, and you can just leave. But if you've got this interloper coming in, then, what do? You can't be like, all right, well, get out of here. And if everybody leaves, then it seems mean.
Yeah, you got to figure out a place. Here's what you do. You strengthen the locks.
First things first.
You find out how Jimmy got in.
Yeah. And you make sure it never happens that way again.
Exactly. And then you hire a local Kevin McAllister.
Oh, to booby trap the place?
No, you're not booby trapping yet. First, you're doing Kevin McAllister's first line of defense, which is just set up some mannequins and have him pull the strings on the mannequins.
Well, that's just going to make the guy want to come in even more.
Yeah, but...
if he thinks a party's going on.
That's true.
Tim, your plan is... Look, Tim, I'll be honest. It sounds like you're trying to shoehorn a Home Alone situation into this, just because it involves a home.
Yeah, whenever I hear somebody broke into a home, I'm thinking, well, you got to
he didn't break in because he thought nobody was there.
Yeah. Okay.
Back to square one.
Let me think about this for a second.
Yeah, and you don't want to like start hanging out somewhere else because you shouldn't have to change your routine for this guy.
Yeah. Or you get lifelike dummies. You put them in
Tim, no.
No, and you get a new apartment.
Well, now the expenses are just piling up.
Yeah, that's true.
It depends on if you've got like, is the living room facing the front? Can you see into the living room from the street? If you can, get some big drapes. Get some of those blackout curtains.
You know what? You don't want to live your life behind blackout curtains, though.
I don't think you have to do it for life. You just have to like do it long enough so this guy kind of moves along. And I get the whole like, yeah, if this guy's, like a braggadocious guy who's like, yeah, with chicks and stuff. Obviously, he's not if he's desperate enough to break into your house to hang out with you.
Yeah.
But yeah, I totally get that, just having the vibe of like, oh, we're not like those kinds of guys. We don't care for this manner of talk. We're gentlemen. This is a gentleman's house.
This is a gentleman's house. This is a gentleman's club.
Yeah. And you, sir, do not have a membership.
I'm not proud of this fact, but there was somebody like around like 8th or 9th grade.
Yeah.
A kid in my class that like with a couple of us tried this thing like where it's like, I'm going to be friends with these guys. I'm going to ride my bike over to their house unannounced at like 4 p.m. after school.
Yeah.
And just ring the doorbell. Mm-hmm. And like ideally one of their like moms will answer the door.
Yeah.
And be like, hi, oh yeah, come on in. They're in the back.
Mm-hmm.
And there were numerous times where friends of mine saw that he was coming and like literally hid in the closet because he would come in like he wouldn't trust my mom when she'd be like, Tim isn't here, when she'd lie on my behalf. And he'd be like, well, you don't mind if I come in and take a look around?
You would Columbo your mom?
Yeah.
There's just one thing I don't understand.
Yeah, my mom was like, what's she going to do? Be like, no, get out of here.
Was this kid like feeling the hood of the car to see if it was still warm?
So Jack, sometimes you just gotta like hide in the closet.
That's an interesting story, Tim's mom. Surely you wouldn't mind if I looked in the closets real quick.
We should have just like hung out with him a couple times, but like I don't know, he weaseled his way into our lives. Or he tried to, but we were smart enough to hide in the closet. Why weren't you smart enough to do that, Jack?
Yeah, well, I mean, if this guy's breaking in, then he's gonna find.
Yeah,
he's gonna. You're not gonna go through a trouble of breaking in, not check the closets real quick.
Booby traps. Just Christmas ornaments wherever he get his shoes off somehow. Tar on the steps, and then have him step on the Christmas.
You can probably like smash the TV or something and be like, TV doesn't work.
Yeah, but then you have a smashed TV.
Yeah. Well, get a dummy TV and smash it. Go to the store, see if they have like a display one.
Oh, yeah. Buy one of those home fill TVs.
Or you got a bunch of friends. Have one friend go to the store, accidentally knock the TV off the counter. And when they're like, oh, I'm so mad, they have another guy be like, well, I'll tell you what, I'll pay you $100 for that. Otherwise it would go in the trash.
Yeah.
And then be like, well, I guess something's better than nothing.
All right, so we got booby traps. We got
combine all these things.
Break a fake TV.
Yeah.
I think stage a murder in front of him.
Oh, and like try and be like, listen, man, if you're gonna hang out here, you gotta.
Yeah, like really elaborately, like you like hold a knife to your friend's throat, and then like don't really slit it.
Well,
But,
this is
like-
going to require one of the other people, moving away?
No. Because you just be like, oh, I didn't mean to kill him. Oh, man. Jimmy, you're on my side, right?
Uh-huh.
But, like, clearly you were the aggressor, and, like, Jimmy has to go to the cops. And then Jimmy goes to the cops.
Yeah.
And the cops come to your house, and you're like, and they're like, this boy Jimmy witnessed a murder here.
Yeah.
And then the man that was presumably murdered, he's alive and well. The cops have no body. And then Jimmy gets the hint, like, oh. Or maybe Jimmy just thinks.
Or he just goes to jail for filing a fake report.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's the best way to deal with it.
I was going to say, or just make your house boring and or weird.
Yeah.
Like if you pretend like don't smash your TV, like hide it somewhere. And then be like, oh no, we play gin rummy now. That's what we're that's what we're really
My
into.
grandma taught me this hip new game.
Yeah, that's all we do now. Like, and we understand if you don't want to come here anymore, but we really hope that you join us in gin rummy.
This is a pretty solid brainstorm we had for this guy.
Or my other thing was that was the boring. The other one would be weird and just like be like, oh cool. Well, tonight's like cry night. We all just like hang out and cry.
No, Jimmy might like that. Because Jimmy might get real and like tell some stories.
Well,
this guy's always crying on the back of the bus. Don't forget,
yeah,
Jack.
it's true. Well, you can make it weird. You can be like, tonight's like we all pretend to be animals. The whole night, we never break character.
Yeah,
And this
you
guy's
never
gonna
know
be
what kind
like-
of weird stuff Jimmy's
Well,
into.
but this guy knows Jimmy well enough, and you know what? Maybe the first weird thing isn't going to work, but the next one might.
Yeah.
Eventually, you'll find some
Assault him with weird.
Yeah, just pummel him with weird.
I think stage a fake murder. Like a real tense situation and then an accidental murder.
Well,
and then when Jimmy goes to the cops. And if Jimmy doesn't go to the cops, then you have a fucking friend for life, man. And
Yeah.
like it's like
Now you got a lackey.
Yeah, he'll do anything for you.
All of these can be combined. If he goes to the cops and he's like, there was a murder, and they're like, all right, start from the beginning. He's like, well, it was act like an animal night at my friend's place, and things got out of control.
They'll lock him up.
I was only there because last week we were all playing gin rummy. I thought we were going to do that again. I really liked it, but I guess for whatever reason they changed it to act like an animal night. Things got out of control, and this one guy slit another guy's throat. Then, they'll throw him in the cuckoo house.
Yeah, yeah, you want to get Jimmy thrown to the cuckoo house, right?
Yeah.
That's the real end game.
Yeah. Then, good luck breaking out of there.
All right. If you like the show, you can like us on Facebook, facebook.com/complete guide.
You don't know any of this.
I know some of it. I've drank a lot of beers tonight.
You can visit our website, tcgte.com. You can email us if you have a problem you'd like us to solve, thecompleteguideeverything@gmail.com. You can follow us on Twitter, @CompleteGuide. You can follow us on Instagram, @TCGTE.
I haven't taken a picture on that thing in
I
a
tried
while.
to change the account and everything went wacky. You can follow me @Tom Reynolds on both of those social media platforms.
Yeah, you can follow me on Twitter and Instagram @YourPalTim.
And you can join the blue team on Pokemon Go. I'm on that
Shut
team.
up. Red team forever.
And you can support the show in two ways. The easy way, tcgt.com/Amazon.
That brings you to the same Amazon that you know and love. We get a little bit of a kickback at no cost to you.
Yeah.
A lot of you do it, and we really appreciate it.
Yeah.
That's tcgte.com/Amazon.
And you know what? Amazon really appreciates it.
Yeah, Jeff Bezos wrote me a very nice email. He's like, I'd like, next time I'm in town, I'd like you to rub my bald head for good luck. Or
Wow. What a kind gesture.
yeah, that's
Just out of the blue.
That's my reward for driving some business.
Hey, I mean, it's gotten him that far.
Yeah.
And you can support us the fun way, tcgt.com/pledge, where you can support us on Patreon, and you can get a bunch of fun perks, like a new episode every week of Amazing Facts.
This week's amazing facts was Italy facts.
Hey, about Italy. You can hear me and Tim do a bunch of really offensive impressions.
Yeah, it's great.
Only offensive if you like Italians.
I mean, or if you are an Italian like myself.
Yeah, but you can be an Italian and maybe not like Italians and be like, yeah, good impressions, guys.
Self-hating Italians, welcome, I guess.
Yeah. And you can check out our Reddit, reddit.com/r/TCGTE. And
shout out to Kat, who runs that Reddit.
Yeah. And a bunch of people were on there this week saying, like, Pokemon Go. And people predicted correctly that you would not like it and that I would.
Yeah, I don't dislike it,
right.
Tom. It's not for me.
And no, actually, somebody predicted, like, oh, I think they're actually, like, right at that age where they kind of missed it.
Yeah. Yeah, because, like, some 28-year-old, I think, today was like, well, what are you doing this weekend, Tim? And I was like, I don't know, shut up. And and I was like, what are you doing? He's like, Pokemon Go.
Yeah.
All weekend. It's like, that's about right.
Yeah, because they're in that demographic.
Yeah. And I don't fault you for it, but just know that Goggle.com is taking all your info and selling it to the Soviets or something.
Do you think that's what it is?
Something like that.
And tickets still on sale for our shows in London. And
we should start promoting that harder, huh?
Yeah, and we're coming to Edinburgh, but the tickets are not on sale yet. But I think they're going to be up this week.
Do you know the date of that show?
It is the 20th. It's that Wednesday before the London shows.
Hold on, you vamp for 1 second.
Well, I'll tell you what. Well, Tim, I can't.
Wednesday, September 21st, we're coming to Edinburgh, Scotland.
Yeah.
To the Scottish Storytelling Centre.
Yes. And you can find tickets for that, tickets for the 2 London shows as part of the London Podcast Festival, which is going to be awesome. Bunch of great podcasts.
Sounded like you said Botcast.
Botcast Festival.
Really cool. You've been doing some Dennis Miller kind of thing this whole time.
Botcast. TCGT.com/tour for all those tickets for those shows. I think those are probably going to be the only shows. We were trying to do a show in Dublin, but having trouble finding an appropriate venue.
If you have a venue in Dublin, reach out to us.
And like a real place. Don't be like, oh, my mom's basement's pretty big.
Well,
and she only charges €1,000 an hour.
To get a goddamn Sunday roast. I'm trying to time this whole thing
so that you're back here.
So I'm not in the UK.
Tim, you've never been to a Sunday roast anyway.
I know, but the thought of it depresses me.
For all you know, a Sunday roast, it's the roast master general gets up there.
Oh, Jeffrey Ross?
Yeah, and roasts whoever's in attendance.
I've always wanted to meet Jeffrey Ross. Just so I could be like, hey, you do all those roasts. Fuck you.
All right.
I hate him. I hate that idiot.
Yeah.
I started drinking too early today.
So who are your enemies? Jeffrey Ross, Google, because they're selling the information to the Soviets.
Yeah.
Who else? Who else is on the hit list?
Emeril Lagasse.
Well, you didn't even bring him up before, but okay.
Yeah.
Well, you kind of said Italians before.
No, I love Italians. I am Italian.
Yeah.
Italians are great. You're the one who, listen, if you guys want to get upset, you should pledge on Patreon.
Yeah, give us money so you can listen to this thing and get upset.
Yeah. Do you have anything else to say about Pocket Monsters, son?
Do I have anything else to say about Pocket Monster? I mean, my big thing is like, I was reading an article today about, I sent it to you because like there's a Pokestop or gym in our hometown, and like the local news went there because there are like 150, mostly kids.
Yeah,
like
and
teenagers playing.
Because news is freaking the laziest thing in the world.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. But it was amazing to me. Like, I don't get the people. I get it, but I think it's stupid. The people who have like such hate and contempt for people who are doing something they enjoy.
Yeah, that I don't get.
There was somebody who was like, they had left a comment, like a Facebook comment, where it was like, oh, good. Now I know where everybody who's wasting their life is, all these losers and nerds. I'm like, oh, really? Person leaving a Facebook comment on the News
12 Long Island
page? Yeah. Like, oh, yep, they're the ones wasting their life.
Yeah.
You loser. They're the loser. Live and let live.
Live and let live. Like Paul McCartney said.
Ba-na-na, ba-na.
Ba-na-ba. See you next week, folks.